Hey guys, welcome to BMW Challenge Series from COTA this week. We just barely made it into the race because DX Tory was not loading, so I had to quit with 10 seconds to grid, and we made it in with 15 seconds till the start, so that was creepy. We've done so far fairly well here, finishing 8th and 5th in our both were very high strength of fields. Which brings me to the next point. The rest of this season will now be called the Quest for Two. Hashtag Quest for Two. Because we're on a quest for 2000 iRating now. Because we're so much better than our iRating says we are. And I think it's time we decide to change that. So we are heading for 2000 iRating, starting off at 1316, I believe. I'll put up a screenshot to show you exactly what we're at, but so far so good. We've only gained here so far. We have not lost anything, and I hope that doesn't change it here today. But we do struggle with off tracks here. We do struggle with off tracks quite a bit at this track. Because you can't use any runoff at all. Hardly even any curbing, but that's just my opinion.
Car off the track on the left.
So yeah, Quest for Two.
Drive through it. Clear.
We are at a crawl.
Right side. Clear by half.
I'm being a little impatient because I'm not fond of the speed. Ah! Go! Whoa.
Right he's moving. Clear him. You're clear. One on the right side. Clear.
I don't think that green car. I don't think his spotter told him I was there. That was a bit scary. Good thing I held it tucked inside to the apex. Just not fond of going slow. We're racing, so let's go fast. Bit of a late break.
Keep your eyes open.
Couldn't see my
Clear.
couldn't see my brake marker going in that corner for some reason. I was looking for the wrong one.
Come on, guys.
Looks like we're catching the end of the Australian split. I know it's late over there. Just called my friend before the race. He was heading to bed, so.
Thought we'd have some idea how to drive here. Really not.
It is currently about 8 o'clock. We are in the 8 o'clock race. I am up very early for me, because I have spent the past couple nights doing all-nighters with my Aussie friend, so needed to catch back up, and we are in 7th place. Not too bad. COTA's one of those tracks, you just don't know if you like it or not. One thing you really don't want to like at this track is those pyramids that I just ran over. Because those will end your race so quick. And not because it's iRacing, because whoever designed them was like, you know, it would be funny. We just put giant frickin' walls right at splitter height. Mean, mean man. Whee! That was a lot of TC. I tried to get off that corner better and get a better run down the straightaway than Christopher, but almost lost it myself.
Right side. Clear. Left side. Still there?
You can keep doing that all you want, buddy, but that one was your fault.
Unbelievable, guys. I can't explain how bad this driving is.
Alright, so I'm definitely leaving that in, because that was all Christopher's fault. Sorry, buddy, but you wrecked yourself. The first one, it was a racing incident, but he pretty much stopped in the corner, from what I could see. And the second one, not really sure why he decided to keep forcing the issue all the way into the turn, but that one was all him. So, that's alright, we'll wipe it off, continue on the race. Our last race ended up with 11 off tracks, so can't really do much worse than that anyway. Arsenal, is that a sports team over there? In Australia, I think? I think that is. I think Arsenal is a Australian soccer team. Oh my god! You Aussies are a little defensive tonight, I must say.
Right side. Clear.
NASCAR style.
Left side.
I should have told you what I was doing there, Josh.
Still there.
Just didn't say nothing.
Still there.
No worries. This is my first race here, so
Still
I'm just
there.
trying to stay out of everybody's way.
You're clear him.
And we are around the Arsenal car. Put up a pretty good fight. Need more go-go juice.
Those lappers out of the way, Earl. And 4. 2 minutes 10.408. That'd be the
Still
target.
going
You're solid
insanely
top 5
slow,
today.
but now we're out of traffic, we should start lighting them up. 2:10 was actually our fastest lap, and that is crazy slow. It's about 5 seconds off the pace for the fast guys.
Oh, now, Clark.
Right side. You're clear.
Well, the quest for 2 is off to a fantastic start, it looks like. We started pretty far back in the field and we're up to 5th, I believe. Yep, 5th it is. We're running away with it.
Go right here, Paul. Go right. Thank you, man. Yep, no problem.
Now the next thing we have to worry about is consistency. Consistency is key to getting 2000 iRating. Consistency and shifting. You have to do both. We didn't qualify this week because I'm not real sure why, actually. I think it's because we just really didn't have any speed to contend with in terms of qualifying. Looks like all the qualifiers were running really well. And I'm a good mid-pack car this week. Not super fast, definitely not super slow.
2 minutes 8.
2.8 is still pretty,
1.
still pretty slow for me.
Car off the track on the left.
I'm running about 207s this week. On a good day. This is my first race of the day, so I'm not real sure how day this good is. Arsenal. Anyone like Arsenal out there? Are they a good team? I'm not sure how many Australian viewers I have. Is Arsenal a good team? Guess I'll find out if there's any Australian viewers. Besides the one that I know of, who probably doesn't view much anyway. Let's see. I don't really have much to talk about this race. Worried I don't want it to be too uncommented, otherwise it gets boring. But unfortunately, here at COTA,
No pressure from behind you, Paul. Just run your race.
cars tend to get spread out very quickly.
Thank you, man. Passing left.
This corner right here is the worst corner I have on the whole track. Here we go, our inaugural off track here for this race. It's good to know I have 5 incidents. I didn't really didn't remember how many I had or not.
2 minutes 7.956.
Gonna have a little bit of a late break now that the tires are warmed up. Get on our real braking zone now. Definitely gaining. Just looked down and figured out we were car 14, so we are definitely going to get some iRating from this race. Hopefully we'll be up to 1.4 by this race, and hopefully we'll be up to 2,000 by the end of the season. I'll have to rename the series. Be quest for 6. Ah! Nope, next benchmark would be quest for 3. And then I would die happy. Whoa, whoa, bumpy. Sometimes you just can't lean on that traction control too much. Because traction control only controls it, doesn't solve it. It's like the difference between fire retardant and fire resistant. Or is that the one I'm thinking of? Fire resistant and fireproof. That's what I'm thinking of.
2 minutes 10.235.
Fireproof and fire resistant. Those tricky too. Well, unfortunately, we lost all that ground, but I'll be completely honest with you. I'd be even more upset if I wasn't in 5th place. 5th place is a fantastic finish for me this time, so as long as I hold my 5th place, I can't really complain about too many incidences. I will complain about all the off tracks I get because they're all ridiculous. Except for that one. I was blatantly off track on that one. And quite honestly, I'm surprised I didn't get a cut course for it.
Got one off the track in front of you.
Go right, Danny, go
It's
right.
always too early to give up.
Yep, no problem.
We're back within 5 seconds of him. Almost making the same mistake though. That exit that I almost spun on last time was just so tricky. Even with traction control, it's so hard to get the wheels going there. Because either the wheels are going, or you're starting to go very slow through that exit, because it's just so progressive.
On the left. Two minutes 7.672.
Looks like we might catch a Porsche before we catch... Or maybe that's not a Porsche. Usually I always consider the white cars Porsche for some reason, because everyone leaves their Porsche white.
Is that a brake?
This is my worst section though. I don't quite understand how to go fast through there. It's been a bit tricky all week for me, that little section right after the S's. I like to call them the second S's. Didn't quite get the exit I wanted off that corner either, and then missed our shift, so... Plus, he's kind of got a draft. That's why we just got to sit back and relax. It's a very, very, very long race. 70 whole minutes. Which I think will be my first decently long version using Premiere. So I'm curious to see how it comes out. Probably not going to render it in my usual settings, or sorry, not my usual settings. I'm probably not going to render it in my HD settings. Probably going to render it in my usual settings, which is just 720. And there goes someone pitting already. Pretty early if you ask me, unless you have damage. Which, let's see. Yeah, very early.
2 minutes 7.8.
Yeah, very, very early. But I mean, technically it's not. Technically you can pit in 10 minutes into the race, but I don't know. He's gonna have to run a pretty flawless race on those tires, because they'll wear off. They'll have more wear on them than when everyone else pits. Well, they won't, but it's a little hard to explain. He'll be on more worn tires at the end of the race than everyone else because he pitted earlier. Therefore, he's going to have to run a flawless race because the people who pit in the middle of the race will have better tires than him at the end of the race. Does that make more sense? All that said, not that tires matter in iRacing. Because the tire wear is not accurately simulated, I don't think. Yet, of course. Like I said, exit that turn is so tricky.
Minute 8.262. Very nice job, man. Take care of your stuff.
I love the entry to these S's. You just go so quick into them. And then you feel like a Formula 1 car coming down them. I don't need stopping. I have downforce.
Go left, your claw, go left, go left, go left.
Well, we're still outrunning the people behind us, but we're staying pretty solid with the car in front of us. If we pitted now, we'd come out about 6th place. I'm not pitting now, of course. I usually pit at one of two times, either one with 10 to go, 10 minutes, so that's usually when I'm almost out of fuel. So basically when I'm almost out of fuel, or with 30 minutes to go.
Minute 7.929.
Whoa. Don't think I braked hard enough. Bit of a sloppy race, but that's only because I am so fine with 4th or 5th position
left, man,
finish.
Go, goodness Christ.
And I'm not really working to defend it, so.
Okay. Go left, theory.
Plus, if that is a Porsche up there, which I still think it might be, does have the draft on that guy, which is making him a little faster than me. Whoa. Car was ready to rotate.
Go left, Gina, go left, go left, go left.
Keep going, keep going.
Whew. I'll take that off track. Better than broadsiding a BMW.
Go left, Alexander, go left.
2 minute 8.78.
Up to 3rd.
Attaboy, go get him, man.
Now we're gonna have to start running a cleaner race because we have someone close behind us. Sorry, that was an email. Not the best exit out of that section at all. You can see how this car ahead of us that we were chasing down, which I still think is a Porsche, is it's a lot slower without that draft. Taking that turn out wider seems to have cured my wheel spin issues, so that's something to note. Wow. Not sure how that was in an off track.
Oh, come on. Unbelievable.
2 minutes 7.529.
There we go, that's more like it in terms of lap times. Not sure how that wasn't an off track either. Ooh, that was close.
You took out, Paul? Yeah, for the third time, mate. That stinks.
Lean on
Yeah,
that
it's
traction
all part of the
control to
fun,
get
I
the
guess.
exit off this corner and then miss your shift. That's how you do it. That's how you become a pro. Pros don't actually shift. They use Tesla Model S's, so there's only one gear. Ooh, that was
I
beautiful.
think only one of them said sorry. That's about normal.
I think this guy might be using the Google
I'm
Images
not only assume the others meant to do it.
version of the Porsche GT3. When you Google image Porsche GT3, it's like the classic Porsche GT3 that comes up. Or maybe trying to replicate it to some extent, I'm not sure. That was almost a huge overcorrection. Still having trouble with the user-induced death wiggle now the traction control is here.
Series.
You're so used to saving your own car that when the car starts saving itself, you start spinning it. Still neck and neck with this Porsche. I would be totally cool with a second place finish. But who wouldn't? That's more like it. Although the exit was crappy, so we still didn't get any time. And we're basically back where we started across the line.
5-4.
But we'll get him. We'll get him. We just have to calm down and stop concentrating on getting him, and we'll get him. Easy, right? Car wasn't downshifting for me. Get a good tow off this lap car though. Who probably won't let me by down the straightaway. We'll probably have big problems with through everything else, so maybe it's a bad idea. Nope, he did let me
On
by
your
at the
right.
end. Thank you.
You're clear him.
Thank you. Stick!
Two minutes 7.766.
Whew. That green stuff is slippery. Wasn't supposed to upshift. Silly you. Ugh. Lucky that one just hit the tire. That looked bad on the approach. Splitter started screaming as it saw its certain death imminent.
tires on pit road.
Everyone else is doing it. Popcorn. See if the guy behind me does it. No, he won't. He will go to the lead. Cars 1, 2, and 3 all in pit road. Look at that. Usually a 30-second pit stop. They seem to have let me down early, I feel like. I think the guy behind me is the first guys to have pitted early, so looks like we are possibly in the clear. Oh, was looking down at the relative. Please don't be damaged. Doesn't feel like it. I was looking down at the relative with new tires on. Not a good combo. Especially in a car that relies so much on aero. And we're pretty much back where we were before. Just really hoping we don't have too much aero damage, because this car will just basically stop on the straightaways if it has aero damage. Well, there you go, kids. There's your advice for the day. When on new tires, keep your eyes on the road. When on old tires, you could like text and eat McDonald's and all that stuff. Just on new tires, be careful. Sixth place.
5.612.
Car's full of fuel. It feels different. Feels so heavy. I don't like it. I like my nimble BMW, not this sluggish, heavy, frickin' Lincoln Town car that I'm driving right now. I might be the only one who notices it, but man, when this car gets put full of fuel, oh god, this thing drives like crap when that happens, in my opinion. Maybe it's just the setup I made for this week, but ugh. I hate filling this thing up. And technically we really didn't need to either. But better safe than sorry. We could have shaved off our pit stop a little by not having so much fuel. But not really worth it to fumble around with the fuel controls while in a race. It is possible to do this race on a no-stop strategy,
2, 3, 6.
but it looks like that guy didn't. I was just about to mention it because I know there are a couple guys who didn't pit when the leaders did. And I know it is possible. I know you can make this race on a no-stop. I know you can make it on fuel map 3, but you'd be slow. There was one guy who was fast and did it on a no-stop, and I was shocked. I don't know how, but you can do it. So if you figure out how, you have quite the advantage. Oh no. Wow, okay. No comment. Looks like these two are going to start fighting each other, which is going to be a little... Wait, what? Did he just let him by? Alrighty then.
Yep.
I am in no rush to get around this guy.
Left side. Clear.
Thank you. No rush, but he let me have it anyway, so I won't pass up the opportunity.
Pass right, please.
Uh-oh. Car's inertia just kept going and going and going into that corner. Oop, eyes on the road. Out your window.
Minute 9.486. Good job, man. Keep it up. You're doing great.
Alright, fuel's starting to come off this thing now. Fuel's starting to come off of it, and tires are starting to roll in, which I like. That one was just me being an idiot. Not knowing how to drive. Hey, we're P5 again. Maybe we were P5 for a long time, I'm not sure. I'd like to finish P3 where we were. But I have a feeling that's not going to happen, because... I don't know. Our pit stop, I guess... I don't know what happened. We lost our positions on the pit stop. Maybe it's the dudes that trying to do a no-stopper. So, just to let you guys know, if any of you are RTS fans, you should pick up a game called Manowar Assault Squad 2 that's in early access right now, but I believe it's released today. It's really good. That's what I've been spending most of my time on outside of racing. Not that I can get past the first level because the game either crashes or... well, crashes. That's really the only reason. The first level crashes at the very end, so a little frustrating. But I have gotten past it now. The next level is just basically a tutorial on how to deal with a charge of light to medium tanks, which is annoying, because tank charges are the worst thing to happen to RTS in my opinion. Depending on who watches this, someone might get a laugh out of that. And yes, you're assuming yes. Your assumption is correct. It's because they tank charged me recently. That is why they would find it funny. Well, I apologize for the boring race, guys. It's COTA. There's not much I can do about that. It's a pretty big track. And Derek, the Porsche in front of me, might have made a change to his setup on the pit stop because he's flying. Then again, I am running 208, 209, so I'm slow. It'll be a mixture of both. But what better way to start your day than a top 5 in your first race in the quest for 2? See, getting up at 8 a.m. was worth it. Said no one ever. Morning people are crazy. That's all I have to say about that.
0.277.
Well, the 2 that haven't pitted, if they pitted now, they'd still come out in front of me. So it looks like a top 5 is the deal to seal as of right now. Actually, second place might come out just as I'm coming by. So we could have a 4th place if one of those 2 pits, preferably the 2nd place guy. The 1st place guy, I think we would have to race. We would have to race for his position. Oops. What? I didn't get the off track until I started to speed up to get back on track. Gee, thanks iRacing, appreciate it. I had the wheel 180 degree, or all 900 degrees locked to recover that, and it wasn't coming back around, so. Still got 10 seconds on the guy behind us, but we probably shouldn't do that again. We have 20 minutes to finish this race. So we probably should do that whole finishing thing before we do that whole winning thing. Especially if we want to hit 2000 iRating. Because in the good old words of Matt Orr, 2000 iRating is the I finish shit level. I want to finish shit. Because I do finish shit. But I just get wrecked out of other shit, which kills my iRating. Because I'm not driving with my head enough. Driving with my greed. Alright, here we go again. There's our sick drift marks, yo. Lots of mistakes this race. Can't say I'm too proud of this race, to be honest, guys. But you gotta show the good ones, you gotta show the bad ones.
7.896.
I'm not sure I can deal with 19 more minutes of this because it is burning hot in my room right now. I have a heat stroke in the middle of the race. Not sure how that was an off track. Hey, that's probably the best I've ever taken that turn in my entire life.
Two minute 8.62.
We're slowing down too much. Can't figure out why. I feel like I'm screwing up most of my exits. So my traction control is really not helping much this race. Going a bit deeper here. That helps. But didn't help. So we're still losing ground on the guy behind us. Quite a bit of ground.
Thank you, Robert.
Two minute 7.954.
Oh, I think I'm just sweating bullets over here. I think it's killing my driving. It's just so hot in here. I'm paying attention more to how much I'm burning up right now, more than I am my race. This is probably how I still stay in shape. Racing kills enough calories for me that I'm not overweight. Alright, so I'm definitely not slowing down. Tony's just getting faster. Because I've caught Derek. So unless Derek's slowing down too, which is not likely the case since he was shot out of a cannon before, then I think Tony's just kicking it in the butt now.
Okay, one at a time when you get to them. I'm working on them.
This is the lap car that's let us by countless times. Nothing to worry about on his end or on my end. Phew! Sorry if that was loud, I'm not real sure.
Minute 8.216.
Kind of want this guy to stay in front of me.
Side, clear.
Not exactly where I would have liked him to do that. I want him to stay in front of me because I'm always faster with someone in front of me. Something else to focus on besides myself. Because when I focus on myself, I end up making all these mistakes. It seems we are a lot better than Tony through the first part of the course, but through the back side of the course, Tony gains on us quite a bit, about 2 seconds. But we gained those 2 seconds back on the front end, so a bit weird. That was beautiful. Start to finish. For once, that turn, I made it look good.
Minute 7.924.
About 10 minutes left. That was weird. Oh, almost a user-induced death wiggle. Twice in a row. Oh, someone's in pits. Go, go, go. Go, 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 go. Come on, face door. It's the second place guy. The guy I said we'd probably be racing for out of pit road. Come on, come on. Told you.
2 minute 8.01.
Told you we'd be racing him out of pit road. Hopefully with new tires he starts to have a little trouble. But given that he was in second place, I don't think he will. Although this might have been the guy who spun himself on my nose last time, so he probably doesn't like me too much. Because I remember the guy who spun himself on me was a Christopher. I'm not real sure how many Christophers are in this race. It was the guy who spun me off of who spun himself off my nose. Good on him. Happy he's in this position he's in. Tried to brake later, didn't work. Looks like Christopher had trouble with that turn too, though. What'd I tell you about that 10 to go? People will start pitting. Told ya. I'm gonna turn that off just so I don't keep looking at it for the last 10 minutes. Try and catch the guy in front of me instead. Oh, 3 in a row. Making it look easy this lap.
Minute 8.187.
And yet it was still pretty slow. We definitely probably would have maybe beat him had we not had that little spin that killed our time. Oops. 2 foot mash save hacks because we are damaged. Left side is dragging. So we'll bring this back up because we are on the defense and no longer the offense. That's a shame. Yep. You can tell if you look closely that the left side of the car is lower than the right, because the splitter's dragging. And on left-hand corners you can hear it. Listen closely.
Leader pit road.
That's fine. We won't catch the leader for sure. We weren't going to catch him before the spin, and we're not going to catch him after. car is just really understeering now because of that splitter on the ground. Understeer more, BMW. I dare you. Double dog dare you.
Two minutes 10.243.
Maybe we'll get lucky and Christopher and Jiff. We'll start battling it out. Jiff Froland. Froland? Huh. Interesting name. Really should stop looking at my black boxes in the braking zones. This is an ugly, ugly race. No idea how I'm in 5th.
Minute 8.161.
Got about 1 or 2 laps left after this. I think we'll see the white flag next time. So we're pretty close to done here. Just gotta make sure we don't screw it up. Because we're probably not getting anything more, but it's always too early to give up. So we'll still drive the car. We're just not expecting anything above a 5 in position here. Especially when the car doesn't shift.
No worries, mate. Come through, Chris.
Here we go, white flag. Just as I expected.
Minute 7.78.
Yep, just gonna grab another one of those curbs for good measure before we go home. Oh, and another one. Stop doing that! Ah! I'll be so happy to be off this track. It's a fun track, but oh, the idiot who came up with those frickin' curbs, dude. Oh, let's just have a frickin' knife in the middle of the track that'll just cut through the middle of the cars that go over them. Yeah, this is a great idea, Bob. Oh, great, let's put him in. No. No, Bob, that's not a great idea. Especially the Formula 1 cars come here. What? Why would you do that? Why would you do that to the Formula 1 cars? Those cars sit so low. They're the NASCARs of road courses, and you're gonna put spikes in the middle of the track? This isn't frickin' Mario. Oh, whatever. We made it. It was a brutal, brutal race. Definitely made it look like I can't drive, which, you know, that may be a factor. I'm not entirely sure yet. But in the first race for the Quest for 2, we finished 5 in car 14. Whew.
Checker flag.
I think that's a good start.
Hell of a day, man. Good job.
Now, let's go replay those 2 incidences at the start of the race, because I'm curious. Oh man, am I curious. Let's find out. Alright, incident number 1. I think this is where I gave him a little tappy tap in the backy back. Yes, it is. Because he all but stopped in the corner. So I stayed there, and so did he, and he just turned into me. So, however, guys, I will tell you that Christopher was the same Christopher who finished 2nd, I believe. So there's a really prime example of one little incident might not ruin your race. So it's always too early to give up. Alright, guys, stay confident. Even though it's pretty hypocritical coming from me, since after one incident like that, I'd pretty much give up. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Hope you guys stay tuned for the rest of the Quest for 2, and hopefully Quest for 3 later in the season. Until next time at Phillip Island for 30 minutes instead of 70. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.